What is up, guys? Excuse the scraggy t-shirt. It's white and it's loose and it's red hot, and I wanted to do a little video about a system which is kind of something I've not done in a very long time. I've actually been kind of I was off work last week with a I like rolled over onto my ankle and sprained it, and today I was just kind of in the garden relaxing. I thought I kind of went out with the intention of just getting like horrendously sunburnt, and I pretty much achieved that, hence the orange hat that kind of complements my red face, or should I say diverts the attention away from my red face. And yeah, I was sitting in the garden with my phone out, and I was like on the IGN app, and to be honest, I see someone complaining about this exact same kind of thing really. That fucking Hyperkin stupid fucking stick your phone in it, turn it into a Game Boy. Fuck off, you know what I mean? And yeah, some guy was moaning that this kind of articles rammed in his feed every day, and then I thought, well yeah, actually. And then it got me thinking, sometimes I'm sat in the garden and I'm not really doing anything, I'm just, you know, trying to catch some rays and all that shit. And yeah, I'm thinking I kind of want to be inside playing some games, but at the same time I want to kind of be outside getting some rays. So what do? Well, that didn't sound good. Might have scuffed my chair there. What you do is you grab your Game Boy. This is the Game Boy Pocket, the one that I prefer. My experience when I was younger with the original Game Boy, kind of, I think my dad's friend, his daughter had a Game Boy and she didn't use it, so when he was like babysitting me or whatever, I kind of play with the Game Boy. I don't know whether I was playing Zelda on it quite a lot, and the original Super Mario Land, I believe it's called. But yeah, the cool thing about this system is it's kind of monochrome, I guess, screen, and also the fact that you can adjust the contrast. I'm not really sure how well you're going to be able to see this kind of on the camera because it doesn't auto-focus. But yeah, the Pocket, I prefer the Pocket. It's more black and white than green, and more green like the original big thick Game Boy. The one thing I don't like about this system, about the only gripe really, is the fact that it takes AAA batteries. It takes two. The original Game Boy, I'm not sure whether it took two AA batteries or it might have been even more, like 3 or 4. I can't remember. But yes, it takes two AAA batteries. The amazing thing about that is these are actually two batteries that I had to remove from the remote of my Samsung TV downstairs and replace with rechargeable ones, because I didn't think that like the remote wasn't working. You know, like when your remote just gets to the stage where you just keep having to like tap it for some reason and then it works again. That was what was happening with these batteries. Took these out, put rechargeable ones in, problem solved. I got a good 3 hours at least out of these, you know, gameplay out of these batteries in this system that don't even have enough power to fucking change channel on my TV. Well, it could change channel, but you know, I didn't have to fucking tap my Game Boy every 5 minutes. So yeah, amazing system. So no backlight obviously, but that is the point. These later consoles with the colour screens, like the Game Boy Advance, what batteries does this take? This takes 2 AA's. Yeah, this is a pile of shit. You cannot see this thing ever, just ever. This, yes, black and white, colour, no. I mean, I probably could play this outside, but it is pretty fucking hard to see the screen, especially when they put a reflective kind of screen cover on there, which is kind of weird if you think about it, because you're trying to see what's on the screen but it's reflective. Makes no sense really. So there we have it. That is the system. It's a nice little size. Obviously it's bigger than a bloody mobile phone nowadays, but you know, you could play these games on your mobile phone, but you probably won't be able to see them like you could on the original Game Boy. So let's talk about some games. This is actually Super, pardon me, Breakout, which for some reason it looks like some jihadist has tried to blow it up with a suicide vest. But it does work amazingly. You do have to slam it in your console a few times. So Wario Land 2, I was playing quite a bit of this. Is this fake? Oh no, I was wondering because it didn't say Nintendo or anything on the back. You won't be able to see that, so I don't know why I'm doing that. Like it's a fucking 3D video or something. I'm gonna throw it at the camera, it's gonna jump out. No. Wario Land 2, yeah, playing a bit of this earlier. It's not like a Mario game as you would expect. It's kind of about collecting coins, and then you play like a little game where it's like kind of like catchphrase, where you reveal, and then they're not catchphrases, they're just numbers, and you reveal tiles and you have to guess the number, and the amount of coins you collect determines how many squares you can reveal. So yeah, you go around collecting coins, and basically when you complete that puzzle, you guess correctly, you get a piece of kind of a bigger picture. So that it looks like there's about 50 levels or something, 50 little pieces of this picture to collect. It's actually pretty addictive. I don't know whether you can actually even die in this game. I didn't die once when I was playing it. Played that for an hour and a half, 2 hours, so that was pretty cool. Super Mario Land, this is a classic. Played this many times, like I said, when I was younger. Pretty much if you had a Game Boy back in the day, you had this. I didn't have a Game Boy back in the day, so I didn't have this, but I played it. Yeah, this was kind of from the days when the sprites were like NES scale, whereas Wario Land's like, oh, it's on a smaller screen, so we need to make the sprites bigger, which doesn't really resonate with me. I prefer to have the smaller sprites. But yeah, classic game. Not as good as the actual NES versions, but hey. Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins, which was owned by Charlie Thomas. Charlie Thomas, if you're watching, hello. Yeah, like I say, this is another game where they kind of up the sprites, and it doesn't really feel anything like the first game, to be honest. Mario and Yoshi, I believe this is a puzzle game. I can't really remember. Not really a fan of this. I mean, Tetris. You got Tetris on the Game Boy. What else do you want? Yeah, it's Mario and Yoshi. You would think it's a platformer by the name, but whoa, my fucking shaft chain's hanging out. Jesus. Somebody should have told me that. Oh no, you can't, can you? You can't. Well, you can retrospectively. Put that chain away. Golf, which is, you would think is shit on the Game Boy. No, it's actually quite good from what I remember. It's kind of top down. And yeah, I was surprised with that. I haven't played it for about 3 years though. Alleyway, which is basically, I think, a Nintendo clone of Breakout, Super Breakout there. The interesting thing is that this one, Islamic cart thing, Islamic State cart, I should say Islamic cart, that's like probably, yeah. But anyway, Alleyway, yeah, that the other one, Breakout's like Atari, and that's, you know, and there's that whole Tetris Nintendo Atari thing. So yeah, it's almost as if Nintendo are taking a dig at Atari with this one by doing a clone, because it's like, it appears to be a Nintendo first party game, but you just think, why did they do this? It's like Nintendo doing Pong. You know, the only reason to do it is just to be cunts to Atari. This is another one here, Race Days. It basically has two games. One is like dirt, or one's dirt racing, and one's 4x4, four-wheel drive, 4WD. Yeah, one is like a top down. What's that? Is it Speedway? Can't remember that arcade game where you got a steering wheel, but it's top down, stand up cab. Yeah, kind of like that. I didn't play that for very long. And then you got kind of a point of view racing game, which I didn't really think the Game Boy would be able to handle. It's kind of very loosely a game that plays very loosely. It's kind of like when you were younger and you had a shit PC and you tried to play the latest game when it come out, and you're playing it at like 5 frames a second, but somehow you were still enjoying the game. Yeah, it kind of plays like that, so I was mildly impressed by that one. 2 games on 1 disc. Game Boy Gallery, and this is a load of Game & Watch games. Never really been a fan of them too much. Wave Race. This is a top-down racing game. Obviously the precursor kind of to Wave Race 64, and there was never really any mention when Wave Race 64 came out that it was a sequel to anything, but in fact there is a Game Boy game called Wave Race, which is quite good. Dr. Mario, a game like Mario and Yoshi. Nah, who cares? Like say you had Tetris on the system, you didn't need anything else. Amusingly, I don't have Tetris, so I need to buy Tetris, and I don't know why, because it's probably about 50p. Jurassic Park, not a fucking clue what you do in this game. It's top down and I couldn't work out what you do. Yeah, so and it says this side out. Oh, they all say this side out on them. And made in Japan. Yeah. So Wario Blast, which is basically Bomberman, if I think. It says Wario Blast featuring Bomberman. It doesn't say Hudson Soft on it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this is basically just a Bomberman clone on the Game Boy. So there you go. That is a little stack of Game Boy games. Put them right there. I'm not sure whether you can play Game Boy games on the DS, the original ones. I know you can play Advance. Can't remember. But yes, for me this is the ultimate system for playing in the sun. There is another system you can play in the sun, which is the WonderSwan, but unfortunately most of the games are just in Japanese. Like I've got 2 Digimon ones in this kind of cellophane here with the console. So yes, a way to not feel guilty about being in the sun. I've always thought it's amusing as well how you turn the Game Boy on and you don't get the Nintendo logo, you just get the black bar with a registered trademark symbol. So yes, a nice little system. For some reason, well, when I was younger I always thought these were kind of metallic, these Game Boy Pockets, because they were all silver. So yeah, that was kind of disappointing when I first got this system, but if you want a game system to play in the sun, this is the one I recommend. I've never tried the Game Boy Color. I do have some Game Boy Color games, I think. No, I don't, because I've just yeah, Wario, I mean, that Wario's one of those games, if you remember, some normal cartridges had extra colour palettes or features or whatever when you use it with a Game Boy Color, but they were still essentially normal Game Boy games. So yeah, I think Wario Land 2 or whatever it's called does that. But yeah, I've not tried a Game Boy Color, but I imagine it's harder to see than this, because the amazing thing with the Game Boy is you've got your little contrast, so the sun comes out brighter, you can adjust your contrast, although it is kind of, I did find it difficult to do that without actually pausing the game, which is kind of a little bit of a negative, especially if you come across a game where you can't pause it, which could happen because there's only 4 buttons other than the D-pad on a Game Boy. So there you have it. I did a kind of system overview review type thing. There's also an extension cable, so you can I believe you can link Game Boys. I'm not really sure what games you could do anything with and that. And you've got your headphone jack, and you've also got a 5V 3V in on the bottom, which you can probably, no, USB's 5V, so I won't suggest that. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.